Purchasing a home is likely one of the biggest purchases and investments you may ever make. And when you are new to an area, I know that you want to make sure that you are aware of everything that could make or break your decision to move there. And so I'm going to share all of the things that are kind of the negative parts about living in DFW so that you can make sure you are making the best decision for you and your family. North Texas has some pretty crazy weather, especially during the spring. I'm sure you've heard about our amazing mild winters, but spring is fun because we don't know what we're gonna have most days. And honestly, you might be able to experience all 4 seasons in just one day. I love this saying that goes, if you don't like the weather, just wait 5 minutes, because that describes Texas springs perfectly. There's also another thing that comes with our spring weather, and that is our big spring storms. And those consist of heavy winds, lots of hail, and possibly tornadoes. If you talk with people that grew up here, they're just going to tell you tornadoes, hail, wind, it's just a part of life. You will get used to it. And I'm sure that's the case. But since you are not used to Texas tornadoes right now, I'm sure they do make you a little nervous. I went to school for a couple of years right outside of Houston, and a lot of my friends were from the Houston area. And one time we had a hurricane come in, and I was panicked. Like, I'd never experienced this before. I don't know what to do in a hurricane. And all my friends were like, oh, no big deal, totally fine. Well, then after the hurricane was over, the storm was still coming, and it actually pivoted to a tornado. And of course, at that point, what did I do? It's fine. We'll just kick back and relax. I know what to expect and when we need to take shelter. And that is when all of my friends started to panic because, again, what we're not used to is what makes us the most nervous. So although you're moving to a new climate, and Texas tornadoes and hail are new to you, we will make sure you have all of the information that you need to know to keep your family safe. Texas is also known for having relatively high property taxes compared to other parts of the country. Our taxes are the primary source of funding for local government, public services, and for schools. The exact property taxes can vary based on where your home is located, and it's determined by the county, the city, and the school district that you live in. And so when you're shopping for a home, we will make sure you know what the property taxes are in each area that you're looking, so you can make sure that you are estimating the right expenses that you're going to be incurring on a monthly and yearly basis. One of the best things about being a homeowner in Texas is that you are eligible for the homestead tax exemption. This is a tax exemption that can actually save you thousands of dollars a year, and it's only available to homeowners that are using their home as their primary residence. In 2023, we actually had a new tax bill that was passed that is super beneficial for our homestead exemption. Homeowners get to receive $100,000 off the tax assessed value of their home, and the tax assessed value of your home cannot go up more than 10% a year. This is a huge deal and can save you even more money than we used to be able to save just a year ago. So what this bill means is that for $600,000 home, say that's your tax assessed value, you now only have to pay taxes on $500,000 of that instead of the full $600,000. And also the 10% a year that it cannot go up, that is really beneficial in years that the properties are significantly increasing. So in 2021 and 2022, when we were seeing 15 to 20% property value increase every year, we now have a cap that our tax assessed value cannot go up more than 10% a year, which again is going to save you thousands of dollars. Texas is a non-disclosure state, which means nobody knows the price that you purchased your home for, except for, of course, the real estate agents that have access to the MLS if you purchased a home that was publicly marketed on there. And this means that the tax assessor's office do not know what you actually bought your home for. Therefore, the tax assessed value is an estimate, is their best guess. And so there are times that it is a very off from what you could actually get for your home. And so you as a homeowner actually have the ability to go protest your taxes at the county assessor's office every year to get that tax assessed value lower. And that's something that we get to help our clients with, and we are more than happy to help you with when you are a homeowner here in Texas, to make sure that you are paying the least amount of taxes possible and keeping that money for you and your family. Texas also has a lot of other beneficial tax exemptions, like a senior exemption, disabled individual exemption, and a veterans exemption. Actually, we see a lot of veterans moving to Texas to retire here because of the benefits that Texas provides for veterans. So this is one that is not particularly fun to talk about, but hang with me because this is something very important that you need to know if you want to be a Texas homeowner. We experience foundation issues here in Texas, and a lot of people tend to say, it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when you'll have foundation issues. But I don't believe that to be fully accurate, because if you know how to take care of your foundation and you're doing it consistently, then you really can likely escape foundation issues most of the time. So we have clay in our soil, and that is what causes a lot of our foundation issues. Clay acts like a sponge. So picture a sponge. And what does a sponge do when it gets wet? It expands. And what does it do when it's dry? It contracts and it's like cracked. Well, just like our weather, summers, we're very dry. We don't have any rain. And in the spring, we're getting a couple inches every few days with our storms and our rain. So that is exactly what our soil is doing next to our foundation, which causes our foundation to shift and move a little bit every year. To prevent foundation issues from happening at your house, you usually want to keep the soil wet as much as possible. So in our really dry months during the summer, you want to make sure you either have a soaker hose around your home that you're able to turn on for a little bit every day, or even running sprinklers just to keep that soil right around your home really wet, so that it can just stay consistent all year, so you're having less shifting. I get asked a lot why homes in DFW don't have basements. And our foundation issues are one of the biggest reasons why we don't. I had a client a while back that I helped sell his home, and they had a basement. And they were selling because they had so many issues with that home that they did not anticipate. Because they had the basement there, and the foundation moves and shifts, there constantly was cracks, and water was coming in and things like that, and it just made it so hard to maintain properly. So I understand if you're moving somewhere that you're used to having a basement, you likely really want that, but I can tell you foundation is a big reason why you probably don't want to consider having a basement when you move here to North Texas. When there are foundation issues and they're caught early, they're actually pretty easy to fix. The process of repairing a foundation when it's along the perimeter of the home is they go in from the outside and they'll dig underneath your foundation, and they will put most likely pier concrete beams to stabilize the home. If it is a little bit more significant foundation work that needs to be done, or maybe there was a potential plumbing or water leak, you generally have to go in from the inside of the home, digging through your floors. And so that, of course, is a much more intrusive, and generally we only see happening if, again, there was a water leak or the foundation in the home had just been neglected for quite some time. When you are looking at purchasing a home that has had previous foundation work, there are a couple things that you want to ask to find out. First, who did the foundation work? And then let's go find out to see if that foundation company is still in business. This is really important because with all companies, we know there's gonna be companies that do really great work. They're gonna have really great customer service. They're gonna be honest and ethical. And those companies are great. And we hope that all foundation work for a house that you're looking at was done with one of those companies. But on the flip side, there are companies that are gonna do work for really cheap. You get what you pay for. They might not be as ethical and honest, and those companies tend to go out of business a little bit sooner, of course, as we hope they would, because we want to work with the people that are honest and ethical. We want to make sure your home was protected and had great work done by them. We also want to find out if there was a lifetime warranty with the work that was done. And this is very important. Most of the bigger named and well-known companies in the area do provide lifetime warranties. And so we want to make sure that if there was work done, that there is a transferable lifetime warranty, that we can have this company come back, take a look, assess the work that was done previously, see if there's any adjustments that need to be made to the piers that were installed, and then additionally see if there's any other work that they would recommend getting done now or again in the future. And this is why, of course, we want to make sure that the work was done by somebody reputable that you can trust. I know some of the foundation problems can seem really daunting and really scary, but that does just become a part of life in DFW, and we can help walk you through any issues that may arise. We have great resources and trusted partners with structural engineers and foundation companies that can give you great and honest feedback and give you recommendations of how you can properly care for your home. Of course, there are many other things that you're going to want to know prior to making a move here to North Texas. I've just covered the top 3 that a lot of my clients are surprised by. So if there's something that you have questions about or something that makes you nervous about moving to DFW, let me know in the comments below, and I will actually feature your question or concern on a next video. If you're excited about your upcoming move or just curious about what makes DFW so special, hit that subscribe button and join our community of future Texans, and we will keep you updated on all things DFW. In the meantime, if you or someone you know is looking to move to Texas, reach out to me at 214-233-6809, and we will make sure you are meted and greeted with Texas' best warm and friendly hospitality.